Hi, I'm Conrad Tao, and you're watching HDtracks Master Musicians. I started playing the piano when I was about 18 months old, and I was born in Illinois. I have an older sister, 5 years older than me, and she was taking lessons when I was born, and we had an upright Baldwin, actually. It wasn't white, it was like distressed and wood, and it was really bad. It was like not a good piano, nothing special at all. But I grew up and I heard her practicing, I think, and I wanted to mimic her. And so that's how I got my start. And the first thing I ever played on the piano was Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I just sort of plunked it out note by note because I had perfect pitch. And I would make mistakes, so I would start over and restart it until I could play the whole thing through without a mistake. And so those were my humble beginnings, and then it kind of snowballed very quickly after that, and became what it is today. It feels pretty exciting to be doing as much as I'm doing right now. It's hard for me to project anywhere farther than like 1 month into the future, and so it's hard. I mean, on that same note, it's hard for me to really reflect on what I've done. But I really feel incredibly fortunate to be doing everything I'm doing right now, and it's crazy. I give myself basically like 2 or 3 full-time jobs at least, and I'm very fortunate that I get to do that. It felt really cool to be recording, a proper full-length LP length album, and to be doing it in a really gorgeous studio setting. I recorded the album at Skywalker Studios, at Skywalker Sound at Skywalker Ranch in California, and it was this spectacular scoring stage where probably plenty of film scores that I had grown up hearing were recorded. And it felt wonderful. And the most important thing for me was that it was the first time, because I had done recording projects before, but this was the first time that I felt like I really was 100% not controlling so much as really determining or setting the course of where we were going to go during the recording sessions. And so it was the first time I felt like there was a map that I was sort of drawing out. And it was an incredible experience, and it's an honor to finally have it out there, and it just feels really overwhelming to have people hearing it. Recording at Skywalker Sound was really amazing. I would go to work every day. I stayed on the premises of the ranch, and I would go to work every day and walk by like the Foley artists, and then walk by the scoring stage before I enter through the production booth, and then into the scoring stage, and I don't know, it just felt amazing. There's something about that building, about that space. Skywalker Ranch has this ability to feel at once both storied but also very intimate and comfortable and warm. And the scoring stage where I was recording was very adaptable as well, so we kind of just got a configuration that made the space feel a lot more intimate than its wide kind of concert hall look and feel provided. I found out about the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in December of 2011, and I woke up and it was an email from my manager, and the subject line was just like, "Have you seen this?" And the body of the email was just a URL. And then I noticed what the headline was, and it was like Forbes 30 Under 30 in music. And so the first thought that went into my head was, what is this? And then the second thought was, no, this can't be, right? Because it starts registering what this might be. And there I was right between, it was right between Taylor Swift and the founders of Spotify. This festival is sort of like 3 different ways of conceiving of classical music, or the musician space, the concert hall space. 3 different ways of thinking about where it could go, and each of these 3 ways also reacts in a way to both one facet or narrative of classical music that I think is most commonly recognized and understood by most audiences, by mainstream audiences, I suppose, if you will, and also reflects on what I like to call a sort of internet-informed or internet-created conception of what art can be or what culture can be or should be. So that's what the festival is, like 3 different perspectives with 3 different nights. I think if I have a single goal for myself as a musician, as an artist, it's not really a specific goal. It's much more a general desire to not run out of questions. I think that that's the main goal. I mean, I'm deathly afraid of the possibility of feeling like there's nothing more I can ask, there's nothing more that I can explore. So the constant work, in a way, I'm constantly working towards that goal of having more questions to ask and having more things to think about and question and just present and explore. And I think that that's what artists can do best, is that we can reflect and critique and maybe illuminate truth, but we don't necessarily have to be trying for that. So that's the main goal, and that's the constant goal. It's like omnipresent.